I'm going to add some keywords to this particular group of images to keep them together when I do finds in the future. So I'm going to click on the Keywords panel tab, and I'm going down to the bottom to click on the large plus, new keyword, and I'm going to type in projects. Now I'm going to add a subcategory to that because I do many different projects. I'm going to separate this as to house. So these will be house projects. And now I'm going to add one more category and actually type the client's name in here. So now I have a new category, subcategory, and sub-subcategory. If I Command A, select all of these pictures, and I click on each of these new keywords, they will travel with the picture and actually show up in the metadata. Okay, so now if I select on an image, notice that the projects house and Welch are now all selected for this picture. Even if I open this in another copy of Adobe Bridge, these keywords will travel with these images. So now I want to apply metadata as well. Metadata will travel embedded in these files. So the first thing that I want to do, say I want to add maybe just a couple pieces of pertinent information. I want to go up to the Tools menu, and I'm going to create a metadata template. And this template can be used over and over, or it can just be used once. I'm going to call this template projects, and I can add the word design. There are a lot of categories here under the metadata, and you can see lots and lots of information you can specify for these images. I'm going to just add my name under the creator, and I'm going to go down. If I had a website, etc., I would add that. I just want to state where this house actually is and type that information in. So that's all that I really want to specify with this particular image. So I'm going to click on Save. So now I've created a template. If I select all this information, notice the metadata shows up on the right, and I can go up to the Tools menu, and I can choose to append the metadata or replace the metadata. Now, replacing metadata is going to replace all the information that is already in here. I don't want to do that in this case, and rarely do I want to replace the metadata that's in the image. What I want to do is add this metadata to what's already there. So I only have one template defined, and that's what shows up on the right, so I'm going to simply select that, and now that information, which is basically just my name and the state, is now attached to these images. And if it will apply that information in the background. And now if I click on an image and I go down to look at the IPTC score, notice that my name is under the creator, and the keywords that I applied earlier show up in the keywords metadata and also the state. So that's how you create and apply a metadata template to your images. The next thing I want to show you is the Preferences file. If I go under Adobe Bridge and click on Preferences, this will bring up the file where if I click on thumbnails, I can add information that shows up in my contact sheet here. And I can choose the date created. I can choose show the size, and I can choose show dimensions, which in this case I've got a small folder of just 20 images, and you notice that that information does take up space on my monitor in the content. In this case, I'm not losing any real estate because all of my images show up. In the previous screen where I clicked on a folder and I had a lot of images in there, I really wouldn't want to lose that much screen real estate to this information. It may not be that important. So in this case, I'm just going to click off show that information, and I'll leave the tooltips on. The tooltips is that yellow box that shows up that has a lot of information. That drives some people crazy. They don't want to see it, but in this case I do want to see it because it shows a lot of information. Notice now in that tooltips box it does show the keywords. The next thing I want to do is show you how to move around in an image. And if I select an image, I can press the space bar, and pressing space bar shows this image in fit to window size. I can zoom into that image by clicking on it. Clicking on it once zooms in, clicking on it again zooms out. If I want to zoom in really close, I can use the plus key on my keyboard. If I want to zoom out, I can press the minus key on my keyboard. I can press the arrows to move forward and press other arrows to move back. If I press the escape key, that takes me back to the original workspace I was viewing. At any time, I can rotate the pictures. Now, I've showed you the keyboard commands for rotating pictures. Across the top here, you also see rotate 90 degrees clockwise, rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. I can choose to show these pictures sorted by date. I can show them in ascending order or descending order. I want to show you one more thing before we exit Bridge. In the book, it covers the workspace for Adobe Bridge, and then it covers in detail the workspace for Camera Raw. What I want to do is show you how to open an image in Camera Raw. Basically, you have the image highlighted. If you go under the File menu, you can choose Open in Camera Raw. Chapter 3 of your book covers Camera Raw Essentials. It covers all of these tools, how to make changes in your picture, what all of this information is in the panel under the right. So I'll let you go through the book and discover this, what the workspace is in Camera Raw. I just wanted to show you how to get here. So for now, I'll click on Done. Closes Camera Raw. We're back in the Adobe Bridge workspace. In a nutshell, what we've covered is all of the different portions of the workspaces and the particular workspaces across the top, how to customize that workspace strip, and we've created a custom collection of photos, added keywords, added metadata. This should get you started working in Adobe Bridge and Camera Raw. We'll cover the Photoshop workspace next.